Hi. Hey.
What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California's sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Baby, that's right. Let me get my life together over here. What's happening then? Where we at, y'all? You know what it is. It's Wednesday. It's hump day, baby. It's time to holla at the homie. I'm the homie 360, the poet. And you know where I'm at. I'm in this thing like a wedgie, baby. That's how we do it each and every Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. my time. So that means if you're on the East Coast, it's about 6 o'clock. And if you right there in the Midwest, if you driving, you stuck in traffic. So that's how it goes. That's how it is. And that's how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. And what is Holla at the Homie, you may ask, for those people that's just tuning in and tapping in for the very first time. Holla at the Homie is the #1 forum, whether it's online or in person, where you can come get some advice and you can holla at your homie. And you can say, hey, man, I got a couple questions about this, that, and the third. And again, I always like to let people know I've not been trained in any psychology, psychiatry, and or counseling, couple or individual. But I have lived a very, very, very colorful and adventurous life to the point where I've taken on some things and I've soaked up some information and I've squeezed it out on the people over the airwaves over the past year and some change right here on Holla at the Homie on hot7025fm.com. So this is where we get live at. This is where we jump on the ball at. This is where we kick in gear at. All those things and that, all of that good nature. This is what we do here. So we in this thing like a wedgie, like I always say, each and every week. We came off the Morning Wood this morning. And if those of y'all don't know about the Morning Wood, that's me and my homie and my homegirl, my sister from another Mr. Icaris, a.k.a. the head honcho around here at the Hot 702. Also, cousin Sir Armstrong. We've been doing it for a night sometimes. When me and E, we've been at it for about almost half a decade. Sir joined us recently, and we've been kicking ass, taking names in the morning from 9 a.m. to 12 noon each and every Wednesday as well. With those same according time zone, personalizations based off how you can watch us. But right here on the same place, you can get it all right here live and direct. So what do? I told you we give advice. People send in letters to hollaatthehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE@gmail.com. And that's what we do. We ask people. People send in emails. They send in questions. If they got my phone number, sometimes they text me. I've had people text me. I've had people send me write me letters and, stuff like that for, to give somebody to give me and put a question on there and, tell a little backstory behind it. And we bring them to you. They tune in, they tap in, and so does the peanut gallery, as I like to call them, or, homie land out there where all the people that tune in with us and they'll come on live on air with us each and every Wednesday. So like we always do at this time, I'm going to go ahead and get into this letter. Again, recapping last week, we talked about how it is to get into it with some people that you love and care about without it feeling confrontational or abrupt. But this week, we talking about, we got a caller, a writer, a listener, however you want to see yourself. Again, if you want to call in, you can call in at 702-551-5261. For those of y'all watching on Facebook, you can see that telephone number right down there scrolling across the bottom of the screen, okay? That's 702-551-5261. For those of y'all, anybody in my Instagram land that know what it is, y'all can go ahead and put that phone number across the screen too, just in case we got people that want to call in and give their whole conversation about it. Because this week we got something that may be tapping and hitting home with a lot of y'all, especially with school starting back up for almost, if not everybody out there, because even UNLV here just started school this Monday, so I know everybody, if college back in, I know high school, middle school, elementary school, they all in there. That's right, 702-551-5261. So we got a writer who talking to us, talking about they had to tighten up the purse strings today. So we're going to dive right into that letter, and away we go. Dear Holla at the Homie, I'm reaching out for some advice on a situation that's been weighing on me lately. Now, this year, our family finances are tighter than they've been in the past, and it's going to impact the way we shop for back-to-school clothes. In the past, we've been able to spoil our kids and get them the high-end name brand items that they love. But this year, we'll need to scale it back just a bit. We're still planning to buy them name brands, just not the top-of-the-line ones that they are used to. My concern is how to communicate this to our kids in a way that they'll understand and accept. They're at an age where peer opinions matter a lot, and I worry they'll feel embarrassed or insecure if their friends notice they're not wearing the same expensive brands as before. How do I help them understand the reality of our situation without them feeling like they're missing out or their worth is tied to what they wear? And more importantly, how can I encourage them not to sweat what their friends might say about their clothes? Thank you for your guidance, any of it which you can offer. Sincerely, tightening the purse strings. Wow. That's one for the people. What's up, Sarah 62, 623? You know what I mean? That's a real one for people right there. Tightening up the purse strings. I like how they said that, to be honest, I've been calling this person a man all this time, but again, I might have been a family portrait I was looking at when I looked up their info. But yeah, this is I'm gonna start off by saying, like, kids and they name brands nowadays. What up, Dakari Kofi in the building? Like, when we wanted name brand stuff, it wasn't $1,000 for an outfit. We wanted name brand stuff. It was, let me get these $85 pair of jeans out you, mama. You know what I mean? Like these damaged or these used jeans, or these cross colors, or these Guess. Or these Jabot jeans. Our outfits wasn't $1,000 an outfit, not counting shoes. You know what I mean? Like, our outfits got up to about $200 with shoes included. And $200 was going to get you more than one outfit. When we wanted name brand, like the top of the line, what people were rapping about per se, or whatever you have it. Like, when we wanted the name brand of name brands, our outfit cost us about a couple $100s for two outfits. So average $100 an outfit. That's counting shoes, because you can probably wear the same pair of Jordans or whatever kind of your Air Max or whatever, or your Timberlands, because those only cost you about $100 back in the day. But our outfits cost us, X amount of dollars. Jeans may have been a little bit more expensive, than maybe a shirt, because you can get a couple shirts for the price of a pair of jeans. But I'm just talking in my times. I know I'm 127 years old, and so sometimes I go back a little bit, But the thing about it is, first of all, I want to say thank you. I always like to thank my writers and my listeners, anybody who taps in and says anything about it, says anything about what they're going through. Again, at hollaatthehomie@gmail.com. So I want to say thank you for at least reaching out to me here, tightening up the purse strings. Because what your concern is not unfamiliar to a lot of people, So as we dive into it, I want to say, like, a lot of families are going through similar challenges right now. Everything doesn't cost the same. People are people are paying, myself, I'm people, we are paying twice as much for the exact same thing, if not less, than what we were paying for just a couple of years ago or maybe a few years ago. We're paying more for the exact same thing. So just imagine for the people that were reaching even then. The thing about it is we're paying more, but we're not getting paid more. So we're sitting at the same income, but everything to bring in the house is costing a little bit more, right? So whatever the issue is with that, then now we have to make the proper adjustments to where we don't dress ourselves out of house and home, per se, in this situation that we're talking about, right? It talks about how we handle our kids prior to us going through these things. It shouldn't be worried about how much we care about our kids should not be tied to what we do for them, and their worth should not be tied with what they're wearing, right? So but this is still a challenge, especially with when I say one of our number one nemesis is, even though we're on it right now, is the misuse of social media. I'm not gonna say social media as a whole is the problem. It's the misuse of social media. So now kids are expecting to be able to go on and record in the same things and the same outfits that their favorite TikTokers or their favorite, this, that, and the thirders are out there being able to put on and produce as well. So they want to be able to match the status quo, per se, right? What's up, Curated Equal Foundation? You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be able to match the status quo of what's going on in the world or what's going on online in the online world. Not knowing that a lot of these people are putting on these outfits and giving them back. What up, Marlon Taylor? A lot of these people are getting sponsored these outfits and having to return them. They don't wear them anywhere else, or even if they do, they may wear them one time out in the town, and then that's the only time they don't have a whole bunch of them. Unless that is their sponsor. A lot of them, what we see online is not always what reality is. It's our perception. There's so many ways you can filter your life online. So that's one of the things that our kids are going through. It comes, you don't want them to think that their worth is attached to anything physical or their worth is attached to what they wear. What'd you say, Dakari? Dakari said hit up Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and Ross. Name brand clothes for far less. 5 to 6 shirts and pants for $100. No problem. Exactly. But the thing about it is, Dakari, and I get that. I understand that. You understand that. But the kids, they want Hermes. They want, Prada. They want, boutique style clothing. If that's the case, go to a Goodwill in that neighborhood. If you want to go get it like that, get it how you live, kid. They don't know how to go into these other places and still get fresh. What's up, Lucy Lowe? They don't know how to go inside these other locations and be fly. How to turn their outfit from like what most would consider a 5 when you put these pieces together. They sitting at a 10 plus in how they looking. It's about your style, right? And that's an opportunity for us, or as you all, anybody facing this situation as parents, to be able to express that to our kids. That's when it comes to explaining to them, we got to be honest. Like, you want to let them know, like, hey, it's not, your worth isn't attached to, or we not in any financial trouble per se, because it says y'all still okay. Y'all gonna be able to get them brand name, because some people may not even be able to get them any type of brand name. They may not be able to hit the Marshalls, the TJ Maxx, the Ross, even them. So I'm saying, like, in this situation, the letter in which we're addressing, they said that they still gonna get them brand names, just not the high end that they used to. So in this case, you gotta let them know, look, hey, money, is different than it was in the past in regards to what we can frivolously spend on. Because if you've been able to do that, I know you've been able to give them all the little gadgets and doodads and their living arrangements that they appreciate, or at least I hope they appreciate. You're able to give them a lot of the finer things in life, and now it's just a concern of the clothing that they may have on. Now it's just a concern of, like, whether their friends will accept them with what they're wearing. Right? So now you got to talk to them, be honest with them, like, hey, this is not attached to your worth, but it's going to be a little different this time around, so don't just go out here and tear up the stuff that I do get for you. If I do, as I'm going through these other ways of trying to handle this, if I do adhere to some of these other policies, make sure you don't tear up what we do get, because it's not as easy to get again nowadays. You know, you don't have to explain to them the whole financial situation going on in your home, but if you want them to be able to digest this drastic change, you at least not want to shock them. You want to give them a little bit of a cushion to land on your words as a cushion. Exactly. Sarah 623 said, let's not forget how fast they grow out of these clothes. Hello. Hold up. You know what I mean? Just talking about one of my grandsons, like, my wife said he outgrew this vicious this denim jacket with the word stitched across the back. It was funky. He can't even fit it. So they grow out of them like that, you know, especially when they're that small. But even high schoolers, middle schoolers, they constantly growing based off their diet, what they eating, what they not eating, what they working out. What up, Ivan? Would you say you can get fly at the thrift? Yeah, you can get fly at the thrift shop. You can get fly at thrift shop. You can get fly at the Goodwill, especially depending on what neighborhood you're going to. You can get some of the illest stuff. Man, listen. If they really want to be, if they really have to be in them, tell them go get it how you live. Like, you want it? All right, I'm going to take you to a spot where they got it for that fit within our budget, that fit within our arithmetic, where the math is mathing for our household. Kiddo. Ikaris hate that. Kiddo. You know? Let's talk about that. You right, Ivan Hall. What up, Click? Who you with? And, you know, things like that. They can get fly somewhere else. It's not about having to go into the boutiques and being able to go online and order off. Shoot, go on Poshmark if you got to do something. You know what I mean? It's ways to get it, but you got to do the work on you got to do the leg work on your own and bring it to me almost like a PowerPoint presentation. Like, look, Pops, this is what I got, this and the third. We can get it here for this price. We can get over here for this price. What you thinking? Where can we meet in the middle? Like, if they at the age where socialites and things like that can get a chance to get their hands on them, depending on how early you let them get exposed to social media. If social media can get a hold of them, or their peers can get a hold of them, and what they think can take control of how they feel, then they at enough age to where they can decipher on how to get it at a better rate, as long as they willing to work with you. You know, talk about these things. You want to be real about them. You know what I mean? It's a delicate balance by having a casual, open conversation versus, you know, maybe around the dinner table or, you know, in the car. Like, talk to them at one of these spots. You know, I always say find the right spot to talk. Timing is everything. Like I talked about this morning, like it was a quote that I got at the gig the other day, talking about timing is everything, because the early bird may get the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. Timing is everything. So teach them how to be the second mouse. They ain't got to be the first one with it, because it may be a flaw in it or something like that. It may be something that they may have spent too much on it. Now somebody else can get it for a better price. So to teach them to be the second mouse opposed to always being the early bird. Yes, it's good to be there, to be early, to be on time, and to be late, and to be late is a waste of time. I understand that, but that don't mean they got to dive straight in every time you go. You can be in the room and not have to say a word and get the most information out of everybody. You don't have to say a word. You don't have to dive in. Teach them that. It took me a long time to learn that. Any room I'm in, I had to be heard. Man, I found out how much more powerful it was to just be, you know, remembered that I was there and I have to say a word. That's way more powerful. That builds confidence. That's another thing we talk to them about. Like, you know, this is a chance to let them know that this is about your personal style and not always about, you know, living up to what the Joneses are doing. You know, everybody talking about keeping up with the Joneses. I remember they used to say that back in the day, but we had a family that was the Joneses, and they was having trouble keeping up with themselves. So we didn't really want to keep up with the Joneses. The first time I heard that. But when I realized what it was and everything like that, I was like, okay, I get it. It's just a phrase. I was like, who want to keep up with the Joneses? Joneses better try to catch up, Mustard. You know what I mean? They better try to keep up with us, you know? But, you know, teach them it's about their own personal style and, you know, how it's about what they wear versus, it's not about what they wear, but how they wear stuff. It's not about the label on the inside, but the person, you know, what's going on, Lee Leslie Johnson? It's not about the labels that are on the clothing. It's more about the person that's within them. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, you can get fly at a lot of these other places. Like the Kari Kofi said, you go to, TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls. Ivan Hall said get fly at the thrift spot. I was talking about go to the Goodwill that's in the good neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Like go to the Goodwill that the racks are in order. Like it's almost color coordinated. Them the ones you can go shop in if you want to get fly. That's how I used to do in high school. I ain't had no money. That's right, ATL in the building, Leslie Johnson. I ain't had no money. I worked at Pizza Hut. So what would I do? Goodwill, good neighborhoods. Catch me in Brentwood, shopping at the Goodwill, and I'm back fresh. Nobody know. Somebody they all at the Slauson trying to get the knockoff, and I'm at the Goodwill getting the real. You know what I mean? Like I had MCM with real leather on it in the 8th grade. How? Because I went to the good neighborhoods with the Goodwill. There it was. But that was me keeping up with the Joneses per se by that time, But there's ways you can tell your kids on how it's not really about what they're wearing. It's about their own personal style. They don't have to be wearing what everybody else is wearing because now they may look like a carbon copy. And if that translates to them and they don't want to be a carbon copy, then that's a good way to say that. But if they want to be just like everybody else is wearing it, and then they're in that space mentally, then teach them to tell them that they need to find a way to negotiate and get it how they live. Get it where you can get it, where we can, I don't want to put the word afford, just say where we can sensibly purchase it. Because afford means that, you can't, you robbing Peter to pay Paul, to some people's mentality. So I'll say that we can sensibly purchase it. Thank you. I appreciate that, Les. You know what I mean? So, and again, it's not even about wearing the top of the end brand name. Like, it sound like they want, like I said before, Hermes or Gucci, and you trying to get them Guess. Hey, I wear Guess every other day. Like, that's my favorite designer. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not paying $300 for no shirt. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it, dog. I'm not. I can get a whole denim outfit and Guess for less than that, dog. I'm just saying. It's like $200 for my whole get down, But y'all don't be paying attention to that. Kids want what they see on TV. They want what they see online. So you got to teach them it's about personal style, right? So first what we talk about, we said if they got an issue with how school shopping is going to change this year, and you're trying to figure out how to break the news to them, find the right time. Like I say, be riding in the car on the way back from Walmart or something, or wherever y'all might be hanging out at as a family, and be like, hey, you see all them bags in the back? Yeah, it's that's cutting into them school clothes, just to let you know. All them school supplies y'all got back there, all them notebooks and pencils and pens and protractors and T81, what is it, TI-85 calculators and all that back there. Hey, that's all cutting into your school clothes this year, just to let you know. I know we normally got all this and some, but right now, found the right time to talk to them about it. But in that, let them know that it's not about attached to their worth. What they wear is not attached to their worth. They make the clothes look valuable. That's how I be feeling. I feel like anybody's clothes who I wear, I make them look good. Because I feel how I feel in them. So I feel like I'm accenting them. I'm making them look good and not the other way around. I'm like, I make these shoes look funky. Because if it wasn't my size and if I wasn't wearing them with my jeans or with my shorts or whatever, I feel like I make them look good. So that's about teaching about personal style. Like now, I get that social media pressure and social pressure as a whole, especially for kids. They don't want to feel like they're standing out, in a negative way. Nobody wants to feel like, you the sore thumb in the room. Or nobody wants to feel like, you the one kid doing your own thing. Just let them know that your real crew, they'll tell you what look good on you. They won't down you if they your real crew. They may joke on you for a quick moment like, dang, you switched up on it, didn't you? All right, then go in retro, but they'll find a way. What's up, passionate educator? They'll find a way to kind of bring you into the circle, like the conversation, whether they're going to bag on you, crack on you, Jones on you, whatever you want to call it for a quick minute. They're going to still let you know, like, you the homies, but I understand, I see things is different for you. But if you've already had this conversation with your kids, Would you say Walmart sell polo? No, they don't. They sell U.S. polo. It's different. It's U.S. Polo Association at Walmart. That's not the same thing as Ralph Lauren. But TJ Maxx do. But like, you once you found a spot to tell your kids and break the news to them, or whatever you want to call it, you want to inform them that your purchases are going to be a little bit more sensible in regards to what they're wearing, because you can break it down to them and say, like, hey, y'all grow out of these quick, and so why is the purpose of me spending and wasting money on clothes that I've seen y'all over the years not even pull out the closet? But then the kids be like, because I was waiting for the perfect time. I was going to wear that at the certain game. And I get all that, because I'm a scheduled clothing wearer myself. I got some outfits that I ain't pulled a tag off of because I'm waiting for the perfect situation, the right place to wear them. The temperature, the sun got to be out the right way. But again, it's not these $1,000 tags I'm pulling off of these clothes. These some clothes that's just chilling, waiting on me to pull them off. You got to find ways to be frugal with yourself, because if not, you're wasting money. What's the purpose of giving all these designers all this pub? If you don't wear their stuff, they're not going to know the difference. That's another way you can put it to your kids. This encourages them to take pride in who they are and not who they have on. Like we were talking earlier about, like, we appreciated the days when some of the kids had to wear, were in schools that require uniforms, because then kids wouldn't be so worried about what they got on because they dress just like everybody else. Then if your outfits are fewer and further in between, then you only got to wear them a weekend here and there. In case you're going to somebody's birthday party, or you going to the mall to hang out with the fellas or with the girls, like, you don't have to worry about that outfit, but, once in a rotation every 6 to 8 weeks. So it seems like it's been a long time since they seen it back then. But nowadays, people got to take pictures at every place they go. Oh, we at the gas station. Oh, look at us pumping gas. So now that outfit is wasted because it's out there to the world. What'd you say, Tyson Coleman? But how you see you can get it one day. Exactly. That's how you can see you can get it one day. You see how you can get it on your own, or you can see how to get it as of right now. You can get it at these places like we talked about, the thrift shop. You can get it at the places we talked about like Goodwill. You can get it at the places that we talked about like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, Burlington. Don't sleep on Burlington. You got to step over 28 shoe boxes to get to your outfit, but you'll get to it if you got some patience. Some things require patience. It's a lesson in patience at times, right? If they think that their friends are going to, like I said before, if social media or their social circle is their biggest concern, role play with the kids. Tell them to, say some things that they think their friends might say if they pulled up wearing, I'm not saying like go get your kids' parents just don't understand clothes. Now we all knew what that meant, back when we were younger ourselves. Don't act brand new, but tell the kids to run it by you. Okay, so if I wore this and your friends, and you were with your friends, what would you say to me with this on? Role play with them, and then you hit them with answers. Help them. Give them a little bit of the Cliff's Notes. Give them some of the Cliff's Notes so they can kind of mold it in their own way to where it fits the lingo, the whole situation of today, of them in their particular circle, their particular situation. Because you can't put a blanket on it. Would you say, man, I wore my dad's 79 shirt. Hey, whatever. And that's homage to your pops. You know what I mean? Like that could have just been, and again, you rock it how you rock it. You know what I mean? You play the role how it's about understanding their own personal sense of style, their own personal identity in clothing. Because if they just so worried about making sure that their labels match everybody else's labels, then they're going to continue on that cycle, that rat race, that hamster wheel forever. And continue to chase these labels. And if you as a parent have a chance to nip it in the bud, per se, early in the game, then why not find a way to, instead of nipping the bud or the head of the rose off, but cut the bush down and show them how they can grow their own bush. Show them where they can replant it to where they can tend to it. Meaning, show them ways of being able to find it for now and understand the difference of why it looks crazy for them paying astronomical amounts prior to this. And now they see where they can get it for the price that's more understandable and more sensible in the world in which they live. Because when they start buying their own, you don't want them to just go broke just trying to take care of themselves with clothes first. What'd you say? Put our hand to be able to crack back. No jokes was coming. Look, I wore that. I was blessed with. I wore what I was blessed with. Hey, and if you give them the understanding that this is what I got, and if they think that the jokes are coming back again, role play with them. If you role play with them and they hit you with the jokes that they know are gonna come their way, now they got some clapback. Equip your kids with clapback. Everybody kid need to know how to snap back, clap back, whatever you want to do back at somebody when they trying to put that pressure on you and make you feel different in front of other people. You need that clap back because people that's bagging on you, cracking on you, they probably trying to take some attention away from themselves. And if you clap back on them and bring attention to what they trying to hide, I bet they either gonna stop or then they gonna want to fight. Then everybody see what a fraud they are. But then you better be ready to fight if you got some clap back too, though. You needed some step back, some hit back if you know how to clap back. Yeah, exactly. All that. You don't not one of them. You can't be. See, back in the day, you used to be like the your mama jokes, but you can't. Them ain't available no more. You can't do them jokes. You got to be on them. Like what they got going on right now, like your face shaped like a Dodge Neon. Like you got to make people think about that kind of ish. Like, you know what I mean? Like my wife said that to somebody one day, like their face was shaped like a Dodge Neon. And then I looked at a Dodge Neon and it looked just like the shape of their face. That's what I'm saying. What's up, mighty guffaw? Like, you know what I mean? Like if you get a chance to break somebody down with what they got going on within that immediate area, you ain't got to make people imagine anything. You just got to make them think about what this looks like by what it's looking like. Oh, man, you good. You good. That's where the clapback come in. You got to teach kids how to do that. Size people up on the way to them. Look at them. Look to see if their ears are two different sizes or but one ear look like a coffee saucer or like, find something that look like something and dig in on it. Teach your kids some clapback. That means give them the tools to handle this situation confidently. That's all you're doing. You're equipping them with confidence to walk and talk how they feel like walking and talking. Because if they're so attached to what people are saying, or if they're so attached to what people are looking at, then they'll never get a chance to be themselves. That learned behavior is hard to break out of. It's hard. The only thing that'll break you out of that is a monetary reality. And when you get to the age where you buying your own clothes and be like, I really don't feel like I need to pay that much for this outfit. Then that'll help you understand then, but you may be too deep into the game. You may have tried to broke yourself to make sure that your clothes fit the bill when you were going to homecoming. You going to homecoming broke than a mug because your outfit is your fun. You got your whole fun time on your body because they never learn, how to truly be good in the skin they in and rock what they can with confidence. Be ready to clap back at those that coming with you, or don't go around them because them not your real people. People who your real friends never try to degrade you or bring you down. Like if y'all in a dozen circle, yeah, they're going to go for a certain minute, but the intention is never to degrade you to make you feel less than. It's to get the better joke on you amongst real friends. Because when it get personal, that's when fights and stuff start happening, right? So, again, either send your kid to school wears uniforms or teach them these things and equip them with the tools they need to handle situations confidently, whether it be one of conflict or whether it be one of comfort. Teach them to handle those situations confidently, right? And if you're worried about it, maybe consider give them a little extra say in the shopping process. What's up, Lulu Tally? You might be able to relate to today's topic on how to tell these kids that school shopping gonna be different this year. You know, I mean, not saying you relate to it this year, but anything but in the event that you had to tell your kids that school shopping will be different, just break it down to them. Teach them to handle these situations confidently to anybody that's out there listening about it. You know, give them a little extra talk or a little extra say in the shopping process, meaning like, you know, let them pick out a couple of items that they really, really want, you know, as long as it's within the sensible parameters that we talked about, right? If it's sensible to be able to stretch the budget or whatever you want to call it at the time a little bit, let them pick a couple things out. That goes a long way in communicating this change because it may be a sudden and drastic change. Any sudden and drastic change to anybody, you can think about that to yourself as a parent. If say, for instance, you're a dad and you wear certain suits to work and your suits are part of the statements you make at work, then out of nowhere, you know what I mean, you got to remortgage, refi the house and take out a second mortgage and, you know, because something that occurred in life and now your suits are different. Would you say, yeah, wait, your daughter go to Tennessee State? Oh, that's my alma mater, Lulu. Oh, we got to talk. Oh, we got to talk offline. Oh, my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Well, we got to talk. See? The universe. But, yes, the Tennessee State University. But, again, like you got to try to put things in perspective where they can understand them. You know, but put them in the perspective, not where they understand as you, as the parent, but as them, as the child. You've been through their age phase. So you've thought like they're thinking right now. So put yourself in that moment. Like we always say, well, I know what you're going through because I've been through it. Well, if you know what they're going through, you've been through it. Now you know how to talk to them like you've been through it. Right? So by doing that, you say, hey, let me bring this to where you'll understand. People like FTK, them kids. You know what I mean? But like, no, it's really not about that. If you really want to keep this communicative relationship open between you and your offspring. Because if you think about it, they part you and part the person you made them with. So a lot of that dude that you don't like was a dude that you laid with or a dude that you possessed at one point in your life. So take that into consideration, right? So these things are important to them. Like, you know, like if you old school, you know, Chuck Taylors may have been the thing that we're in and everybody has some Chucks. I'm not that old where Chucks first came out. You know, it's the things that they possess there, you know, the things that they yearn for was something similar to that you did as well. So how did you understand whether you were or weren't able to get it, whether it was by yourself or whether somebody else helped you or whether your parents got it for you, whether you begged for it, whether you did extra chores for it? What was the process in which you handled this similar situation when you were their age or before you were their age, or how were you thinking at their age if this would have occurred? You know, as parents, we're constantly being teachers, but we're teaching the things that we've learned. So how did you learn to handle this? How would you like for them to learn to handle this based off who your child is? I'm not going to say every child is 50-50 of each parent, but they got a large percentage of each parent. You may look like one, act like the other, you know, vice versa. But it's some of them in you. I mean, you know, some of you in them. So think about what part of you needs to relate to this. How can you, the you in them, relate to this? Talk to them in that right. Sometimes just having a little bit of control of the situation by letting them pick a couple things out makes the biggest world of difference. Yes, you had to manage your money, and that's what it's all about. And again, you're teaching them this. Oh yeah, if you was living on your own at 16, you definitely were managing your money, Lulu. I didn't make it to my own till 18. But at 18, I ain't looked back since, and I'm 30, 40 years past that almost, you know? You know, so I feel you. So it's like managing your money, and I still didn't learn how to manage money till the last decade or so. Because, again, I was living within the means of knowing how to get it on my own, but at what consequence, and what procedure, and what was I doing with that their money? You know, so when I did have some control in it, it allowed me to look at it through a different lens, a more appreciative lens, because I made that choice. Because I did that as a young person growing up. So it allowed me to appreciate it a whole lot more, whether I said that I did or not. I know now, 2020 hindsight, looking back, I appreciated these things more because it was something that I accomplished or I had some say-so in. Because that's usually the argument that parents and children have, if you want to say argument or disagreement or, sandpaper, rub it against sandpaper, the abrasions of the life that you deal with while raising children. It's usually because they want to have a little more say-so than you're allowing them to have. And in a situation like this, you have a little bit more of the bungee cord that you can let out. Would you say your daughter hasn't learned it yet, but she knows from what we tell her? And through osmosis and through experience, they all will start to learn it because at least you're telling them that. At least you're allowing them to be in the room, per se, in regards to what it takes to balancing finances and why it's necessary. Yeah, exactly. We experienced it. It is a better word than learn. When they experience it, because when you're allowing them to experience it by putting them in the room, per se, right? And that allows them to appreciate what it is, because now we all got some say in our own way. Yeah, you still the kid, and you don't have no say so, but you do have some input. See, to have say and have input are two different things as well. To have some say means you in some control, but to have some input means what you offer is welcomed. You know what I mean? We welcome your input because together we can all achieve this. What's going on, Constance the broker? You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it isn't just about the clothes. It's not about that. Right, she's an adult, but not independent. See, they can be grown as they want to be, but you ain't an independent adult until you doing this by your dammy. We hear it's a safety net, but when you're doing it on your own and, I'm proud to say that my children are doing it on their own at this phase, but shoot, the youngest is 30. Damn near 30, about to turn 30. So they better be, in my mind. But in the event they weren't, then I'd welcome them right back into the nest with open arms. Because, again, it's a chance for me to learn and teach and learn and learn and teach. Why I say learn and teach is I'm learning how they're handling these. What's going on, demo cat lady? How to handle it. I'm learning them in the same right. If we still provide what we provide, and she'll get what she can get. That's all we ask of them. Because as parents, that our job, the definition, like I said a couple weeks ago, of a father is to be a protector and a provider. It's the same definition as a husband, but it's the same definition as a mother. It's the same definition as a parent. To protect and provide for those who are looking to you for those protection and provisions. So in this way, we're teaching them. Like they say, it's better to teach a man to fish. You're feeding for a lifetime, and rather than give him a fish where you just feed him for a day. So we're teaching and we're learning, because now we're learning how to do this on a different scale, because we learned in our own time how to handle it within ourselves, but now we're learning how to do it and deliver it and dish it as a parent. So while we're teaching, we have to be open to the fact that we are absorbing this lesson and learning how to deliver it, because this message will recall itself again, trust me, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because it's not just about the clothes. It's about teaching your children valuable life lessons. It's about showing them that their worth is not tied to what they wear or what people think. What's going on, Nicole 56, best neighbor on the planet? It's about teaching your kids that they determine their worth. The name on the label is not as important as the person inside the clothing. I'm bigger than Ralph Lauren. I'm bigger than the true religion. I'm truer than the religion is how you got to feel when you putting them on. But not in a cocky way, but in a confident way. Walk with their shoulders back, chin parallel to the ground. Because, again, if you give them a little bit of leeway in picking some of these things, they can say, I picked this. So you crack all you want to, homie. This is fly to me. And that's teaching them individuality. because they, the individual, picked this, and now they have a chance to defend it or represent it in front of their friend circle. Because again, we talked about it before. If they your real friend, they never going to degrade you. They may crack jokes on you, but because that's what we do as friends. But it's never to make you feel defeated and crushed. Unless they want to be the championship bagger, the champion cracker, the championship, Jones or whatever y'all say, snapper, however y'all say, a dozen shooter, But even then, it's never to destroy the opponent. It's just to be wittier and better in the moment. So I said before, don't be shy to teach and prepare your kids and give them the tools they need to handle themselves in these situations confidently. So if it takes role playing, What'd you say? Tyson had 3 pair of lottos. I ain't know the history. I saw the hip hop legends rocket. I waited to see it on sale. My parents' budget because my pops was not going to get it. Exactly. People wasn't getting stuff over $100 when we were in school. Like, you had to be one of the richer kids or the kids that you had to be in a 2-parent home with, 2 working parent home to get some of the $100 stuff as we were coming up. That's why we had other stuff. You say, would you say you're so glad that your children aren't labor whores, but they love nice things? That was learned from us. Exactly. We talked about this earlier on the Morning Wood. Learn behavior from home. Home training. That word is overlooked. It's not about like you whipping your kids into shape. No, you are training them through the lessons you have at dinner, through the lessons you have through conversation that you have with your children. You're training them at home how to handle themselves when outside of the home. And this is a great example of how to do that when it comes to dealing with how the outside of world will handle what they're wearing. Because you tell them again, don't let their worth be tied to what they wear or what the people think. Like I said before, role play with them. Say, okay, so if I wore this, what would your friend say to me? And then teach them how to light that tail up. Would you say, oh, yeah, definitely. We have to parent them and not be overseers and dictators. You don't want that because then your children start to spite you. They don't want to deal with you at all. They won't really confide in you when you become a dictator or an overseer because it feels like you cracking a whip in some way, metaphorically. As an overseer, you want to be able to tell them that, look, I'm parenting you. Meaning I'm your safety net, I'm your umbrella, meaning I'm underneath you when you fall and I cover you from things that are coming down on you. That's what I'm doing. I'm your clamshell. And when I feel like I need to close up to help develop you into the pearl and jewel that you are destined to be, then damn it, I'm going to do that. Ooh, I'm out here spitting some truth today. But that's the thing about it is we are their safety net and their umbrella at the same time. So this is it's a better time to let them know this is how we can coexist in this area if you understand how we can maneuver here together with you still having some input. Not some say, but some input. You don't want you to have say in how they move and talk with their friends, but you can have input by giving them input on how to crack back jokes if they're not that good at that. Or teach them how, teach them that thing. Or you say, yes, they have to learn how to give back the jokes. Yeah, when people talk about them and not take it to heart. Like, it's not personal, it's jokes, man. But some people in their head, how it's associated, it automatically goes to, this is an attack on me. This is a verbal attack on me. Or they get within their shell because they have not learned to have the confidence to let it bounce off their chest. When your shoulders are in like this, you receive it all. But when your shoulders are back, you got that confidence like bow, 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 Superman style. Run that, bouncing off my chest. Bow, bow, bow. Get up out of here. I don't want none of that. Chin parallel to the ground. Or teach them to dig it in. Means I'm checking you out. You can't hit me in the throat. If my chin is dug in, I'm on a little defense. But while I'm doing it, I'm looking at your whole outfit. I'm about to tear your tail up. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, use it. Anytime I got my one-liners on here, they welcome to the world. They already been dropped out there, These are the things we got to understand, right? It's not their worth is not related to what they wear. You know, it's about resilience and creativity and establishing self-worth. You know, so go into this with confidence, knowing that you're doing the right things by your kids in the long run, tightening the purse strings. No, understand that. Let them know, like, hey, like I feel I'm confident coming into this, so I'm teaching y'all with my confidence how to say it with your chest, shoulders back, and not like in no bravado way to where like yeah. This is matter of fact. This is why. You know, this is being able to say the same thing, like take that deep breath and say it with your chest. You know, it's okay to be confident in who you are, because nobody else can be that person. Not an individual soul can be that person. No matter how much they try, they can never be the you can be. Imitation is the number one form of flattery, right? So next thing you know, once I guarantee you, somebody will crack on something that they got on, and 2 weeks later, 3-4 more people got on something similar. You know? Even like if you go back, I use the example of like, even you got trolls like 50 Cent, right? 50 talked all that smack about Ja Rule singing on records, destroyed Ja Rule's career. Next album, he's singing Candy Shop. You see what I'm saying? Like now he imitating. That's the number one form of flattery. But he had to get you out the way. They're trying to get you out the way so they can do it. Exactly. Fashion can create individualism, Lulu. It can. It can, because now I got my style, you know? I've got my own style. Yes, some people's may be similar, but it's not the same. Similar, not same. You know? Not 20C batteries, 20D batteries. Would you say where they talk about me and then wear the next semester? I'm telling you. That's how damaged, that's how used, that's how cross colors, all them. They got popular after people talked about them. They talked about them. And next thing you know, they rocking them because they were like, it brought attention to them that they didn't understand was going to be a great thing. All right? So again, tightening the purse strings. I hope that was helpful. Hope it was insightful to you today. I hope it was useful to some others that may be out there. What's up, Lindsay 19? My girl. I hope it was something that you can use going back and let the kids watch the show. It'll be online on hot7025fm.com or on my Facebook, Instagram Live. Either one. It'll still be on there. You know, and if anybody else out there listening has a question or concern, you can always hit me at hollaatthehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE@gmail.com. What's up, Arthur Cox, Arthur Lee? But, yep, exactly. Be honest and include your kids, especially when it's dealing with situations like this. Until next time, everybody out there, take care of yourself and take care of each other. I've been 360 the Poet. I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute.
Hi. Hey.
What's up? All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.